Hello, my name is Natalie Joel. I am presently involved in 2 businesses. But first, let me tell you what I've been up to since I was a teenager. My first job was a holiday job at a camera and radio shop. In those days, TV wasn't really going yet, so it was cameras, radios, and tape recorders. I took all the brochures home with me when I started, so I could know what I was talking about when I served a customer. I love discussing with them the various pros and cons and the different radios and cameras and different things with them. I stayed working there in the weekends while I went to varsity after school and started a BCom. I then got married at the end of the first year, and I switched to doing articles and accountancy part-time as I needed to start earning a living. However, even though I passed accounts 1, I really did not enjoy what I was doing. One day, one of the typists was not at work, and my boss said to me, "Natalie, I urgently need some typing to be done. Stop what you're doing. There's a typewriter, go type," even though I hadn't done typing properly. I helped out, and my boss said I should really think about continuing doing this type of work, as it obviously looked like it appealed to me much more than auditing. After discussing it with my husband, I decided to cancel my articles and go to secretarial school instead. Did I enjoy it? It was fascinating, all the different things. After I finished that, I went to work full-time at the camera and radio shop. And then I was promoted to the regional administrative assistant, hiring and training cashiers and setting up their cash books and such. You must realize in those days, there was nothing automatic, electronic, instant. Everything was manual. Everything had to be entered, each item. It wasn't a state of putting in the code, comes up automatically. There were no codes in those days. Everything was manual. Everything had to be written into a book at the end of the day, balanced out. It was so different to today. Anyway, over the years, I did a few other jobs between pregnancies and babies. Fast forward a few years, and I decided to become an estate agent. In those days, it was really tough to pass the exams, and I went to an estate agency school to do it, and it was unbelievably fascinating. The laws, what it involves, what it entails, it is incredible. It was incredible. I then did a diploma in higher property practice, which I also thoroughly enjoyed. I learned that to be successful, you had to follow the rules in what to do to sell. It's not just walking and saying, "Oh, here's a house, there's a buyer, match, house done." It doesn't work that way. It's a lot of hard work. And if you skip out those steps to get there, you're not going to be so successful. By following the rules, I became the top estate agent in my area. In fact, I had other agencies coming to me and saying, "Natalie, won't you love to come and work with us and we'll put you into another area? Or do you want to come and work with our various agents in the area?" It didn't appeal to me, and I stayed with this other agency until I went on my own for a few years. The people selling and buying became my friends. In fact, one of the buyers gave me a bunch of tickets at the time of the inauguration in the 1990s. And we went to the inauguration in Pretoria, which is a whole different story, but was that an experience? Wow. After a few years of happily matching people and their homes together, my husband opened his own accountancy practice and asked me to take over the admin and the bookkeeping, which I did for quite a few years. About 7 years ago, we visited a friend of my children who had a coffee roaster and coffee shop. At that stage, we weren't drinking coffee. So we had a tea that he mixed as well. He made his own beautiful, I'm sure he still does, his own beautiful teas. We walked out of there and my husband said to me, "Let's open a coffee shop." So I thought, that sounds like a nice idea. We spoke to one of my children-in-law and he decided to come in with us. So for the next 6 months, we went to Cape Town and Johannesburg. We looked up on the internet, the top 10 coffee shops, and we went to them all. People were so giving and so open and so helpful with us with their advice. After 6 months, we felt, okay, we're ready to open, and we did. I decided the shop wanted to be molded on the TV program Cheers, where everyone knows your name. And I think I was quite successful in that people did feel comfortable there. People did come there and sit there and feel at home and comfortable and talk to each other across the various tables and get to know each other. And it was wonderful. I had the best customers in the world, the nicest, sweetest people. We were so successful that my coffee shop was listed amongst the top 10 coffee shops in Johannesburg. And a book was written of the top 100 coffee shops in Johannesburg, and I was in that as well. 3 years ago, somebody approached me to buy my half of the business. I must tell you, at that stage, giving my everything to the shop, working 24/6, it was very exhausting. Even though I had the best, most sweetest, loveliest customers in the world, there's still a lot of work going to run a shop. You can't just say, okay, hello customers, how are you today? You've got to make sure that the supplies are in, the goods are in, everything is clean, nothing's broken, making sure the shop is running at full capacity properly. So even though I absolutely loved my customers, after speaking to my son-in-law, my husband, I decided, okay, time to call it a day. And I went back to working with my husband, who had now expanded into having one of my daughters who's a CA, one of my sons-in-law is also a CA, and my daughter, one of my other daughters, has also got a Bachelor of Commerce working at the business, together with other staff members as well. So the first business that I'm involved in now is Howard Jarl & Company, a firm of chartered accountants. I am a member of SAT, South African Institute of Tax Professionals. I do some admin, some tax and payroll. The second business, which is my love, is Living Keto with Nat. For many years, I battled dramatically with weight. This was me a few years ago. And my husband. We were at the Victoria Falls, you can see in the background. I battled for years to lose weight. I just kept on getting fatter and fatter and fatter. Whatever I did didn't work. I went to dietitian after dietitian, Weight Watchers, way less. I'd lose a bit and then it would come back with interest, compound interest. It was terrible. People said to me, Natalie, maybe you need to exercise. So I started exercising, and the exercising didn't help. I did boxing. In fact, I can show you a picture of me somewhere doing boxing. Here is me and my husband at the Westcliff steps. Can you see? Doing boxing, battling, trying to lose the weight, getting nowhere fast. Boxing, cardio, spinning, swimming, you name it, I did it 6 days a week. And I just got fatter and fatter. So at the last dietitian I was at, I was desperately trying to lose the weight, losing a bit, but craving chocolates. So I said to my children, I need to get hypnotized against chocolates because it's stopping me losing the weight. And one of my children said, I should go to a certain psychologist we knew who does hypnosis as well as psychology. So I went to see him. And he heard all my issues and he said, Natalie, I'm not going to hypnotize you. You are going to do banting, as low carb is known in South Africa. So I went to the car and I told my husband and he said, okay, I will do it with you. And that is how our wonderful journey into the unknown world of proper healthy eating began. And here we are, 5 years later, having lost between us over 100 kilos. My husband no longer has diabetes. I am no longer on Nexium, which is for GERD. No longer on blood pressure medicines. Even though my fingers are gnarled, I no longer have arthritis pains. My knees are now fine. And I thought, there are so many people who would love to be able to do this, who don't know about this. I'm going to become a coach. So I did a few coaching courses, which I found the knowledge incredible. Done 3 coaching courses. I'm doing a 4th one at the moment, and I'm doing a life coaching course as well. And I am absolutely loving all the incredible knowledge that I'm getting and be able to help people. And I'm so excited that I'm able to help people who've always thought that they're useless, they're terrible, they are unable to do anything. And it's just because they did not have the tools to know what food causes problems and what food doesn't cause problems, and how help them to get onto the healthy way to lose the weight and gain their health. I was asked to be a coach with a Fempreneur course. And I must say at first I was a bit nervous speaking with all these incredible, amazing, intelligent, highly qualified, inspirational ladies. And then I thought, you know what? We all want to learn and we all have issues in life. So let's go for it. And I did. And I'm so pleased I did. I was so thrilled to be able to share with you the healthy way of eating. So again, this is Natalie Joel with Howard Jarl & Company, and also Living Keto with Nat. Eating Well with Natalie Joel. I cannot wait to see where this fempreneur journey takes me, and of course, all you other lovely ladies. So stay tuned to view my progress as I grow. This is how we save the global economy, one small business at a time.